So let us study about post-feminism. So Suzanne Faludi, and one of the famous book that she has written is Backlash. The objective of radical feminists, they have been achieved in the West. Okay, so this particular Suzanne talks about it. So it is no more relevant. Okay, now radical feminists, they carry forward the agenda. There will be backlash against feminism. There will be a lot of criticism that feminism is going to see. So post-feminists, they believe that we should celebrate womenhood, a different kind of concept. Celebrating womenhood. Okay, so the womanhood has to be celebrated. And yes, women should appear attractive to men. So because women should, you know why? They should domesticate men. That is something very different, right? So post-feminism is taken in a different perspective completely. So one of the postmodernist feminists is Judith Butler. And what is this postmodernist feminism? Judith Butler, she says that what is this gender? Gender is a performative term, right? So according to her, there is no possible one particular way by which you can define gender. And there is such a concept, right? It is a complete web and a complex structure through only which you can actually make a somebody understand that what is gender. So we have a certain notion in our mind, okay, gender means this particular thing, but it is not in that particular sense, right? So things are different. That is why she says gender is a performative term. Postmodernism. What is postmodernism? When we are studying about postmodernism, that means we are considering the after World War II. It is said that we have entered postmodernism. And it started in French. So postmodernism is against the concept of modernity. You should remember that. The concept is as follows: ancient, your medieval, then you have your modern, and then you have your postmodernism. Okay, so ancient, this is the age of philosophy where we consider reason to be important. Medieval, it is age of religion. Modern is age of science. And when we say postmodernism, it is again going back to philosophy, but irrationalism exists here. Support, what is the context of postmodernism? Postmodernism as a philosophy emerged after Second World War. Okay, and the three prominent personalities when you're going to study are your Foucault, your Lyotard, and your Derrida. Okay, so these three that we are going to, these particular personalities we are going to study. So when did postmodernism emerge? It emerged in France, okay, and first expressed itself how? In the form of art, in your form of architecture, right? Then in your form of theater, then in your form of philosophy. This is how linguistics also. So postmodernism is relatively new in political philosophy. It is not the older version, but something new. So postmodernism, challenges some of the basic assumptions of modernity, or I can say it challenges some of the concept of science. Okay, so you will see that Lyotard was the first person to use the term postmodernism. So in his book, The Postmodern Condition, okay, so you please remember the name. So postmodern condition, he described what? Postmodernism as incredulity towards the very important thing, meta narratives, right? So this is how he came up with. But what is this meta narratives? I want to define as, we can call meta narrative as something that are grand theories, right? Big grand theory. Example, religion is a meta narrative concept. And even since Meta narrative also denotes the dominant theory, the one that is taking a dominant place, okay, or the theory that is something accepted by the majority. From the perspective of postmodernist theories, if I talk about postmodernist theory, so okay, so they use the term, another term, that is narrative. So according to Lyotard, we should not just study a meta narrative, we should also have something different known as macro narrative also.